As you get to know our organization, you'll get to see what our philosophy is and where our beliefs and morals lay. I want to get right into it. This project was discovered a little bit over a year ago, and we have passed every benchmark that we had anticipated. We originally anticipated the project would take 1.5 years. We completed the project from beginning to end in less than 1 year. We originally expected our investors to have a 33.5% profit in a year and a half, and our investors are having a 37.5% profit in the last 1 year. During this project, we actually learned a lot. Originally, we look at everything from an investor's standpoint. You know, our risk analysis, investment return, time horizon, where economy is, where we are politically in the market. But during this project, we learned what an impact we make in the community and what we do for the families in the surrounding areas, which is why you see the police department being honored today. And because of this project, we intended to start our charitable organization somewhere in our 3rd to 5th year since inception of the company. But this project helped escalate that, and within our first year and a half of existence, in September we launched our charitable foundation. And we're gonna hear about that too, but before that, can we get a big round of applause for them? Yeah. There's no formal speech. None of us prepared anything. We talk from the heart. I want to start by saying this project was discovered by our Chief Operating Officer. In fact, almost all of our projects are discovered. He is the one who plants the seed and starts things off. And I want him to just talk maybe a minute or two about the Carlton at Hollywood and all of the ifs and ups and downs we had in choosing, do we take this on as an investment or do we not? But if you can help me give a big round of applause to our Chief Operating Officer. This would not exist without his vision, Mr. Michael Savet.
Yes.
I'd like to thank everyone for being here first and foremost. Like Abraham said, you know, when we first got this property, when we first people, my team, and the building staff, the project management staff, of course our investors were very instrumental in everything. We were able to exceed all of those original expectations. So I'd like to thank all of you for, first of all, coming here and for helping make this possible. So thank you all for coming once again, and hopefully we'll be able to do more together. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Mr. Babak Azimi. Is he here with PJ Burgess? Babak?
Yes,
How do you guys like the way the building looks?
Yeah.
You know, when you create a rendering, you do your best to get as close to the rendering as possible. This thing is identical to the rendering.
Yes.
All we need is a white E-Class Mercedes to park right there.
That's true.
And we owe the design, we owe the look, we own the vision, all to Mr. Babak Azimi and his counterpart. He is the architect. You know, building a building from scratch, from the ground up, I believe is a lot easier to design than when you already have an existing building and you have to figure out how do you turn this thing to look great, but also for it to be cost effective. And this guy is the one who did that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I started with the existing building. You know, we have some challenges, and I have to say that I'm very proud of the whole team. What's happened here is fantastic. I was joking earlier that sometimes you do a rendering and then you go see the building, you don't even know that's your building. You have to drive by, you don't recognize it. This is fantastic. It looks exactly like the rendering. I took a picture of it. I was looking at it next to the rendering and it looks exactly the same. So great job, construction team. You've done a great job. And thanks to the investors and everybody who was involved in this project. we wanted to give it a little bit of a pop, a little bit of a accent, color, and bring it up, up to date. Even though it was an existing building and it was older, with respect to the Hollywood culture and the neighborhood, and what people like to see in this community. And we wanted to have the accent color, the railing design, the combination of white and gray, and it turned out very good. So another round of applause, everybody. Thank you.
I want to introduce my partner and my best friend in this thing, Mr. Sabeh. He is the one who puts the crew together, all of the development, construction, cost analysis on what it would cost is under his supervision. And he is the senior project manager when it came to Carlton. So, and then we also have an award to give out. So if you can help me bring up Mr. Emmanuel Sabeh. I know that it's a Sunday and people have a lot of other things to do, but I really appreciate you guys coming here. And we're executing. The architect will design and we have to execute it. So I am blessed to have very capable people that are working with me, and they do all the execution. I like to ask Mr. Shahid to come here, and I'd like to Shahid is the superintendent of this project, and he's worked so many long days and nights to make this happen. We really want to appreciate him and thank him for all his dedication and all his hard work. And I'd like to present to him a flag of appreciation for the completion of the project.
I would like to appreciate you guys brought me the SLIG. I would like to appreciate my team. Someone is standing at the back. I really appreciate from them because without them, I couldn't finish this project. And thank you. Appreciate you guys.
When we first acquired the asset, the building, we did all of the due diligence possible. Within the first month, we realized that we have certain illegal activity happening in our building. And we had tenants that were living here for a very long time, but were hesitant to speak with us, so we couldn't understand why. And it was one of those scenarios where you watch in a movie how they want to tell you something, but then they don't know how to tell you, and it was a very difficult situation. And not only were we able to relocate our tenants successfully, but also in this process, we developed a relationship with the local law enforcement. And the person who led the whole project for us, believe it or not, we were all backed up except a female. So you should give women a lot of credit.
Yes.
A lot of credit. Sylvia Manukian is the president of our property management company.
Woohoo! Sylvia!
Before Shahik's involvement, Mr. Sabeh's involvement, or anyone else's involvement, she is the one that made the project happen. So let's give her a big round of applause.
First of all, I want to say, to start with, this building has given me
many up feelings, many down feelings, and I've had a lot of happy moments and some very angry moments. But at the end of all of this, the turnaround from what I've seen to this building is incredible. And in the 20 years that I've been in management, in real estate, mostly management, this building is one that I mean, I've said this before, but it's to emphasize what a feeling this building has given me, to see the transformation from not just the construction end, from the tenant end. Say thank you to every one of you. Why specifically to every one of you is because our investors, you had a huge impact on this, because none of us would be standing here today if it really wasn't for you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is an extreme pride of ownership for me, and I look forward to many other buildings with a successful turnaround as this one has. So thank you for your presence.
If I can ask all of the current owners and investors of the Carlton in Hollywood to come up with us. One of our try to have as many investors as possible. Our belief is I don't want to say completely against what the rest of the industry says, but we don't believe that high quality, high valued investments should have one or two entities, two deep pocket investors together. We believe bringing investments that were originally created for the affluent market to be able to come to the average person and average entity. That's where our belief lies. And that's by them investing with has been higher than what they made actively working at work in their employment. And they're standing here before you. We have some literature we will pass out in due time, but at this moment, I want to introduce the president of our charitable foundation, Ms. Helen Adamian. She honored us by accepting the role. Helen has been in corporate America in senior management and executive positions for over 30 years. And for her to accept the duties of running a charitable foundation, it means a lot to us. And this is our way of giving back. We have handouts on the mission and the purpose of the charity and who the current board members are. So if you can help me give a big round of applause to Ms. Helen Adamian.
I would also like, first of all, to extend my thanks to all of you for joining us and celebrating this beautiful success and achievement by SLIG. I am really, beyond words. And I met this group a few months ago. Where I was a few months ago, where I am today, it's night and day. So we have been really expanding real fast, more than what we really dreamed of. And what's a better way of giving back to the community as we grow, as we make more money, as we invest more? We want to share our wealth with the community. So this project gave us the opportunity. One of the projects, gave us the opportunity to give back to the community. With that, I want to extend our thanks and special recognition I'm going to give out to the Hollywood Community Office Department with officers Eric and Joe. Please, if you want to join us here, we'd like to. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me.
with Hollywood Gang Enforcement Detail. I don't know, I guess it was July. I drove by this apartment and there's a fence around it and they were doing construction. And July, the summer months are very busy for Hollywood Gang Enforcement Detail. And I was like, oh, thank God that this place was being remodeled. And that summer was probably the quietest summer that I've had on Carlton Place since I've been working here. I was happy with the free cup of coffee. This is really nice. There's something we call a broken window theory in policing. It goes to if you have an old factory and a window's broken, it's more likely that people will come by and break the other windows. This was kind of the broken window of this Carlton way. You guys came out and fixed the windows. We're going to fix some more and really work on this community. And I really want to, Joe and I have been working together for a while. He works in, he's a senior lead officer for this area. And he came to me, I came to him, and we both made some really good arrests, did some things, really helped out. Not to pat our own back, but Sylvia was instrumental in contacting me when the building was being remodeled and we were having some getting issues with some of the previous. And he contacted me, we built a relationship, we pulled Eric into that, and this team of officers really did the arrest.
Guys, anything that you donate to the cookies, all of it is going towards the charity that we will be giving to their foundation as well, to help them support continue doing what they do. So anything you buy, if something is for $3, it's okay to give $5 and say keep the change. It's going for a good cause. One thing I learned in speaking with this gentleman, when someone decides to invest in something like this, what difference does it make for a neighborhood? What change does that make happen? Because I just learned this an hour ago in speaking with him.
Well, this, not to get too crazy, but this is Sereno's 13 territory.
That's a gang.
They've been here a long time. It's actually a pretty huge gang. And the one thing a gang has, besides each other, is their territory. So essentially, we've taken a big piece of their territory. There's some other there's some other pieces that we're working on, but you take away that.
Just so you know, we bought another property and working on buying another one. So we want to eventually help you in cleaning up Carlton.
We're headed this way. I've got a whole list of investment
And a few blocks down, we already bought another one. So we have La Mirada, and then a few more blocks, we have one on Barton as well. So those are all being syndicated. We're working it out. So you're going to see a lot of us. Hopefully, we see a lot of you on good terms.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing how I don't know. I've been in Hollywood 8 years. I actually live in Hollywood, and it's amazing the change that Hollywood is seeing. It's about smart investors knowing that this is a great area coming in. It's really cheap. Make my job.
Mr. Sabet, I thought they bought this for me to get all of the.
One, two, three.
Yay!
in the event that we have